take questions that are in line with what we have spoken here. Yes. Emmanuel, zungumza. Good. Why don't you start? Okay, so let me take like maybe 2 minutes to explain to you the process of forming a political party in Kenya. You go to a majority of counties, that is 24 counties, to collect signatures of registered voters who must be in the voter register. And those become your members. You know, that is the process. Only natural persons, citizens of Kenya with a national ID, are eligible to vote or to be nominated to run for public office. You're right. They amended the law. And I think partly that's what Jimmy was speaking about. But for personal interest and personal preservation. Now, because of the impunity in this country, people tend to be blind on some of the things that they do. It exposes their ignorance about matters law. And if we had a proper Iebc that follows the rule of law, there is no way a candidate from a party, coalition party called Azimio, could have gone beyond the office of the registrar of political parties. Because for a party to nominate a person, let's in this case call a person, but it has to be a natural person, you must be able to vote. Now, what is the membership of Azimio? The membership of Azimio are the various political parties. So if Azimio wanted to nominate a candidate, it can only nominate that person who is a member of that party. And the member of Azimio is not living persons. It's corporate entities called political parties. So I have no problem if Azimio were to give, say, NAC Kenya a certificate to go and run, or ODM to go and run. I had no problem with that, but they gave the certificate to a natural living person who is not a member of Azimio. Am I making sense? Why? I know it's difficult for you guys to comprehend this because... Yes.
Let me explain to you, using the company law. If you form a company yourself, then you go and buy shares in East African breweries, for example, or another listed company. Using your company, not yourself as a person, you don't become a shareholder of East African breweries or that other company or Safaricom. Essentially, when you're not a member in that company, you cannot go in a shareholders meeting to vote. If you go on behalf of your company as a proxy. And that is why you see in the Political Parties Act, coalitions do not field a candidate. Because the Constitution under Article 99 and Article 137 only envisages candidates from political parties and independents. You remember when they closed the register on March 26, you could not hope after the nominations to another party. Azimio had no register to close because its membership is corporate, meaning these are legal persons. Once they are legal persons, they can't run. So the question here is, when we went for nominations at the Bomas, the first desk, you are providing your ID. They verify you have the original ID. They check on your face whether you are the same person, they confirm. The next desk was the registrar of political parties. They enter your ID number and see Ekuru Aukot is in third way, Miruru is in third way. Then the proposers and seconders the same way. So how did he establish that Raila Odinga was a member of Azimio? Because he's not. He's the party leader of ODM. We agree that ODM is a member of Azimio, but him as a person, cannot through a corporate entity become a member of Azimio. Are we together? No. Huh?
What you are talking about is there is a political coalition, then there is a coalition political party.
Okay.
Azimio is a coalition political party, and that's why Raila is running as Azimio presidential.
Let me explain to you.
Ruto is running under UDA, but is under.
Yes, that is true. Let me explain to you here. Eh? Coalitions do not field candidates. They have never done that. Even in 2017, Raila Odinga ran on ODM ticket. Kalonzo was on Wiper. Are you getting me? Because political parties are the ones which field candidates, because the constitution has only two kinds of candidates. So now Azimio is both a coalition and a political party. The problem here is, once you are in another party, you cannot be in two political parties at the same time. That is the law. You cannot be a member of two political parties at the same time. So when we are explaining this is that, if you are a member of ODM, you cannot be a member of Azimio by law. You must resign from one party. So there is no way a party, especially where you are not even registered as a member, you can use it to run.
It's common sense.
It is common sense because you can't be a member in two parties.
I think that's clear. now, I think you are seeing the problems we are having. When you are using different parameters over the same matter, you raise questions about impartiality, about the rule of law, and its application. Now, Emmanuel, you asked me a question. Let me ask Willis, my good deputy, to answer.
Let me say this, Emmanuel. As I said, we are a country of rule of law. Iebc has applied the law on university graduates since 2013, and they cleared candidates. To confirm their position, they went to the High Court, and they got a High Court order enforcing their decision that once you've concluded all your coursework, once you've met all the grades that are required and you have a completion letter and the university has satisfied you itself as to your qualification, you are deemed to be a graduate. You've met the criteria. And that is what they've used subsequent from 2013 to clear candidates. So even when they cleared Nyambane on 26th, on 28th, it was on the basis of that settled law. We did not snitch on anybody. We merely brought to their attention the operating law that they were using. But because they were caught flat-footed, because they had thought they were going to stop us without a legal basis, we brought to their attention the law that exists, the law that the High Court has said exists, the law that themselves have also used previously. So to try to clean face, they now helplessly take on Mr. Walter Nyambane, who has been lawfully cleared, because he had been lawfully cleared as a candidate. Because when he appeared before the commission, the process is very laborious. They check each and every document. Nyambane did not present any forgery. He presented legitimate and genuine documents which confirmed he had concluded his university education. Then applying the law as enforced by the High Court, Iebc cleared him. But now because they want to justify where they're locking out His Excellency Jimmy Wanjigi, they now turn back and recall Nyambane without even giving him a hearing. Again, please, let's be honest. The right to be heard is sacrosanct. Everybody must be given a hearing. Everybody must be given an opportunity to present their case. And if they did, that's natural justice. We are going to fight this to the end. I promise you a legal battle never seen in this side of the tropics. We will fight all the way. And I will use all my legal acumen. I will go to all the courts. I will quote all the laws. I will produce all documents from Iebc itself, confirming how they have always applied the law in regard to qualifications. They cannot change at this particular point.
Yes, on your point, before you leave the podium, you say that once you you have your transcripts and you completed your coursework,
Yes.
you should be seen as a graduate.
Yes, yes.
Does it work that way? Because I will ask you, when people are going to graduate, before you are conferred a degree,
Yes.
you are called a graduate.
Yes.
Then after you've been conferred a degree,
Yes.
so that's when you become a graduate.
Yes.
So where does it apply that when you have the transcripts and you completed your coursework, then now you are a graduate?
You know what you're saying are exactly the points which were raised in the case before the High Court. Exactly. The definitions you are saying in 2013. All those were discussed. The definition of a graduate, definition of a graduate. I'll give you the judgment when we leave here. And the court says, once you have concluded your coursework, you are deemed to be a graduate. That is what the court of law has said. If you have a problem, let me just finish. If you have a problem with that court order, right, which anybody can have a problem with that court order, we are a country of rule of law. There is a process to challenge it. But before that court order is challenged and overturned, it is the law. That is the legitimate expectation.
Just like the rule.
Now, any other question? Any other question? Who are you? Who are you? Sorry?